it's time to spin, you've got to first cue it up.
I'm probably in your area too. Everybody who owns a laptop, they're a DJ. Everybody who owns a DSL camera, they're a photographer.
And what I'll do is put up blurbs so therefore you can see what I'm thinking about and why I chose that song. You can see the reaction of the kids. So you can kind of like get an idea of how to use it and what to expect.
Why do you want to charge for something that you have the knowledge of and these other DJs don't have the knowledge of? Share your knowledge, you know?
Right.
But it's DJing is a lot of fun. It's a lot of work, but it is a lot of fun too, you know? I'm djmikiemike. I cover central, northeastern Pennsylvania, southeastern Pennsylvania, parts of New Jersey, parts of New York State.
And I'm Dwayne Dixon, the HitmanDDub from Cleveland, Ohio. And it's time to cue it up.
Okay, what's up everyone? And welcome to another episode of Cue It Up DJ Broadcast, or podcast I should say. Tonight I'll be flying solo. My partner djmikiemike is at a gig. He's DJing a school dance. So before we get started, the DJ podcast is where DJs of all walks of life, no matter what skill level you're at, it's a place that we all come together and connect, learn, and grow. From pro tips to real talk, where we are here to support and celebrate the DJ community. So with that said, let's cue it up for another episode of the DJ podcast. So today has been, this week has been a busy week, period. Because I have two gigs this weekend. I have my junior prom tomorrow, and then on Sunday I have a wedding. So I've been busy doing a lot of prepping, and this week I got some new items to use at these upcoming gigs. So before we get started, let's go back and recap of what we talked about last week on our on our podcast. And the takeaways were strategically crate organization. That means when you create your crates, make sure they align with the different types of events that you have. So we had talked about there was basically three kinds of events. One was a wedding, the other one was a private event, and then the other one would be a school event. And then we talked about how to organize your crates so it fits the different parts of the night, like your opening crate, the crate that you might play during peak hours, and then your end of the night crate. And then we also talked about utilizing the DJ software effectively, like using the color codes so you can visually see the energy level of the different songs, using cue points to jump to different parts of the song, and using the metadata or the columns that you normally don't use in your software, like the composer or the remixer, where you can put in added information. So therefore, when you're DJing, again, you're listening and you're trying to hear songs or where to go next, but also visually, these are things that kind of like help you knowing what kind of song you should follow up with what you're playing at the present time. And the last part is always do continuous crate maintenance. So make sure you delete old songs that you don't need, so you don't bog down your system. And you can get to those songs that you know that's definitely going to work at your event a whole lot quicker. So tonight's episode is all about finding the best sites to track hit songs. So I'll put together a slideshow. So this is called the DJ Cheat Codes, Best Sites to Track Hit Songs. Stay ahead of the music trends and build better playlists. So why should you always check out the music charts? Like for me, I try to stay on top of new songs by listening to the radio, examining a lot of songs, but there's times throughout the year where I don't stay on top of the new songs like I should. So in that case, when I have a gig coming up, I'll refer to some of these charts, and these charts will help me see what's popular and what's being played and what people are listening to, not only within my own city, but around the world. So the first chart we're going to look at, the most popular ones will be Billboard. And Billboard has several different kinds of charts. They have the Hot 100 chart. They also have charts for each individual genre of music, like your hip hop, your R&B, country, Latin, gospel. And the Billboard is the industry standard for pop hits, hip hop, R&B, and trending crossover hits. Best for knowing what's on everyone's radar. So if you've never seen the Billboard, what a Billboard chart look like, it could be found at billboard.com, and they usually list their songs, and they also tell you how long the song appeared on that particular list, where it is for that, what position it is for that week and last week. And also Billboard, you have to pay a subscription to get all the other charts. So I got lucky to be able to pull this one up. But I know if I wanted to look up any other charts, they're probably going to ask me to sign in and subscribe. Let me see. Let me click on this one and see if it. So it's letting me get in, but I know for sure there are some charts that you can't see. But what I do when I go to each one of these charts, I try to see what songs pop up the most on each one, especially the top 10. Another chart that's similar to Billboard would be Ryan Seacrest's American Top 40. And he does a weekly countdown as well. And he also has a radio show. And you can also hear him on Sirius XM. And he does pretty much similar to Billboard again. Tells you how long the song appeared on the chart and what chart position and how high that chart has reached for that particular chart. And he has several different charts as well. He does a weekly one. Then you can go back through the archives and see what was popular in the past. And AC, I'm going to assume AC means Hot Adult Contemporary Charts, maybe? Let's click on it and let's see. Yeah, he doesn't really explain what the AC is. But again, I look for, because I see Pink Pony Club has been popping up a lot. Espresso has been on a lot. Messy I've been seeing a lot of on the different charts. The next chart would be official charts. This is charts for the UK audience. And what I like about their site, the officialcharts.com, is they give you more than one kind of chart. You get the top 100s, you get the chart for streaming songs, video streamings, their sales, and songs that's being downloaded. Let's click on it and let's see if we see any familiar faces. I gotta listen to Ordinary because I've been seeing that a lot today. Pink Pony Club again. Show Me is up there. Okay, let's move on to the next chart. The Disc Jockey News TV. They have a printable chart that they send out with their newsletter. So this is a good place to go for keeping up with DJing in general, because it's not, hey buddy, it's not, they don't just, they talk about DJing in general, and they have a whole network of DJ related videos as well. So if you never checked out Disc Jockey News TV, you ought to check them out on their YouTube channel because they have a lot of information, and sign up for their newsletter, because every month in their newsletter they'll send out a chart, a printable chart. So and they also have a playlist that you can listen to the songs. But I'll click on the Spotify hit chart because this is the one I use. And so they give you a chart. And what I do is just highlight all the songs. They do like a pop chart, a urban chart, and a country chart. What I'll do is highlight those songs and then drag it over to Tune My Music and create a Spotify playlist of those songs. And then I use the other software to move my Spotify playlist into my Serato crates. And if you don't know how to do that one, I had a video that I made this week that shows you how to move a Spotify playlist into your DJ software. So check that out, and I'll talk about that more in a minute. And another. Now these all access Mediabase. It's like it's a place where record labels wanna if they want to promote a song, they'll send it to this website, and DJs, radio DJs and radio A&R personnel will come to the website, and they can download the song and play it on their stations. And what they'll do is send back a report, and then therefore you'll get this chart. So this is something that the general public can sign up for, but you won't be able to download any of the songs. So you won't be able to do the extras. You have to be a working A&R person within the industry to get to those. So let's go make sure. So this is allaccess.com. And let me log in. Close. And go to Charts, Mediabase. Again, and these charts are updated, I know weekly for sure. So for the week of May 15th through May 21st, and I think every Wednesday they update this list. And it tells you what chart position the song is for this week, last week, how popular or how much the song is starting to fade out. And I think audience, AUD is audience in millions. I'm not sure what that is, so I guess the radio people will note that. But let's see if we recognize any familiar faces from the other ones. And this is a urban chart. Of course, Kendrick Lamar is going to be all up in there. Douche is up in there. And Drake. And this Pluto. That's something I didn't know about until I've been seeing this name. I guess that's a popular TikTok dance trend. And I think they should have more than one just urban. Here they are. So you have your holiday list, alternative, contemporary Christian, country, dance. Let me look at the country chart. Because the wedding I have to do this Sunday, they asked for some country. Let me see if I recognize any of these names. I got that song for sure. Yeah, so I gotta listen to some of these. I know I have Jelly Rolls, so in the chat, what charts do you all check out to stay on top of the music, the new music that's coming out, so you can stay on top of the trends? And if you're watching this video, the replay, you can also leave a comment in the comment section as well. Next chart I want to check out is Radio Airplay Expert, which is pretty much the same thing. It looks at all the radio plays. And with this one, they break it down into rhythm. So I'm going to assume that's like your Afro beats kind of songs, your rap, your R&B and soul, the UK charts, gospel, Christian hip hop, southern soul, and smooth jazz. And then for me, I do a lot of church events. And so I'll look at the Black Gospel Music Radio charts to keep up. What happened? To keep up with the new gospel songs or gospel trends. And they give a little top 10. They also have a Spotify playlist so you can listen to the songs. But they also have a printable version as well. They'll list all the songs, and again, you get the same kind of information. How many weeks it's been on the chart, and then its chart position for that particular time frame and in the past. And this one looked like they do it every other month as well too. So they should be coming out with a new one. And that's blackgospelradio.net. And I'll put the links to each one of these in the description probably next week. So now let's head on to the streaming platforms you should check out. Of course, YouTube will be your place to go for the latest trends, especially the TikTok dances. And if you're doing school events and dealing with younger crowds in general, a lot of their music consumption comes from Spotify and YouTube. So with the YouTube link, it will tell you what's trending. And it seems like this is updated like regularly, daily, like all day, because earlier today, Boots on the Ground was at number 3, then it moved down to number 4. Now I see it's not even trending in the United States. And it gives you the top songs. I see APT has been showing up on all the charts. And then you can look up the music videos. What's the top videos that everyone is watching? as well as top trending. All right, and then the next one, it's the xmplaylist.com. This is not a chart per se. This is just like, you can't listen to the song, but you can pick a channel and see what songs are getting played the most. So for example, I'll just pick a song. I'll just go to the hits number 1. Close. And you will see the songs that they just recently played on Siri XM. But the main thing I look at is the ones that comes up as most played. And that can give you an idea of what kind of songs you will play. I would use this more so if I'm playing, like for example, Kevin asked me to see if I wanted to do like the fireworks event in July, where basically I'm just playing background music. So this is something that I might use to decide what kind of music to play, because it's not about trying to get people to dance. It's just more so playing music to keep a vibe. So I would go to one of these channels and then pretty much see what songs are popular on that channel and make a crate out of those. All right, the next one will be Shazam. And I'm always Shazamming. Either if I'm at the store, or especially if I'm at the club. If I hear a song, or even if I have the song, if a DJ have a set and I like the way the songs are flowing back to back, I'll just pull up my phone and Shazam the songs so I can remember the order, so I can make my own mini sets when I get home. But what I like also about Shazam is not only do they give you a generic general top, this one says 200 songs, but you can fine tune those songs, because every song does not work in every city. But you can fine tune those songs, those charts, by typing in your city. So I'm in Cleveland, so I'm going to type in Cleveland, and I'll keep pop. Let's see what's pop. And so these are the top songs in Cleveland. Again, Pink Pony Club is popping up. Ordinary, I don't know what that sounds like. I gotta make sure I download it for sure. But they give you a list, and what I like about Shazam again is that you can fine tune that list for your region. And again, Spotify is a good place, because that's what everybody, if they're not listening to their songs on YouTube, then they're listening to their songs on Spotify. But this is not Spotify.com. This website is called charts.spotify.com. And just like the Shazam, you can get the general top songs, or you can narrow it down to your region. So it looks like countries. So let's go to United States. And then you can look for your city. So since Buddy's in the chat, he's from Chicago. Let's look at Chicago. So again, we got Ordinary again, Nokia, Birds of the Feather, I heard of that, Pink Pony Club. So again, if you don't have these songs, and you never heard these songs, it's probably best that you at least download these songs and have it ready, because these are most likely the songs that your guest is going to request at your event. All right, now for my weddings. Now this is what I used when I first started doing weddings. My first wedding, I thought I was prepared to DJ a wedding, but I quickly found out there is a method to the madness. You have to come in with a game plan. You can't come in and for open dance, hit them with a banger and then hit them with another banger and bangers and bangers and bangers. Because you might get lucky and get a few on the dance floor for that first song, but after, they may not be ready to dance. So you gotta learn to work your way up to your peak, I should say peak hour crate. Start off with something slow. Also, a rule of thumb is to, since you have the older crowd there, cater to the older crowd first. So you play a lot of the throwback songs. And I wouldn't say throwbacks, because when I first started doing weddings, throwbacks went back to Big Swing Dance and Elvis and Frank Sinatra and all that. But to me, DJing now for a wedding, it's easier to cater to the older crowd, because the older crowd, like your grandparents and the parents of the couple, I'm their age. So I'm like 56. So I'm around their age. So it's easier to cater to them, because then I just go back and listen and play 90s funk, 80s rock bands, boy bands, R&B, the 80s, deal with the 90s. I'm familiar with those songs, because those are the songs that I listened to growing up when I hit my teenage years, when I finally was able to actually go to the record store and buy records or go to the skating rink. And these were the songs that was played. So, but my point for my wedding songs is come from Matt Campbell. This is another website. There's the free version, but if you pay a little extra, you get a little more of the bells and whistles. But it's free to join his mailing list. So if you haven't joined his mailing list, I'll advise you to join his mailing list. And he sends out daily newsletters, and it talks about song trends that he's seeing in the wedding market. And let's head on over to that. And he used to have an app called My Songs, and that was good when you're reading a crowd and you notice that a crowd fits a certain genre or time frame. You just go to the app, and then he has I'll show you on the website, because he has it all on the website instead of on the app. Song ideals. And also I use this with my couples. So let's go to, all right, this is how the app will be set up, where you can go to the certain eras or genres or songs by year, and he'll list all the songs that were popular by that year. So let's say you're DJing this, what are the popular songs in 2024? He has a bunch of Spotify playlists. This is what I like about all his charts and lists, is that he has a Spotify playlist. So if you're meeting with a couple and they're not sure what to play, what song to pick. So let's go, for example, like my couple, they wanted me to do the money dance with them, but they wasn't sure what song to pick. So let's see, let me go to reception songs. And so what I did was let's see if they have the money dance. There's the money dance songs. So what I did, since they couldn't think of a song on their own, I gave them a list of songs. I sent them the link to the Spotify playlist. So here's all the list, and then there should be a Spotify playlist somewhere. But there is a Spotify playlist that I sent them. And I sent them the list of songs, and therefore they can see the different songs, and then either they'll see a song that they forgot about and pick one of the songs from the list, or this will help them jar their memory of a good song that they want for their money dance. But going back to your newsletter, in your newsletter, they usually will give you a list of the new trending wedding songs. So from 2024, these were the songs that he picked that he thought worked really well at the weddings that he did. And I'm not sure if he has a group of DJs that he DJs with or work for him, and they give him some feedback. But there's something else here that's new that I didn't realize he had until I saw it earlier. Let me see. The song picker. This is something new. And we're going to try this out, the song picker, see how well it can find that song that we are looking for. So I'll keep that one open. It's 8:30. We should be able to, because we don't have any long stories tonight. So we should be able to get to it. But let me finish this. We're almost done. The other one, the site, this is not a chart, but I use this for playlist ideas. When I first started DJing, again, doing weddings, I didn't know exactly how to program songs for a wedding. And here, Schumacher Entertainment. This is a DJ company. I believe they're located in the state of Pennsylvania. And what they do, the DJs that work for this company, they post their playlist. And you can see the descriptions of each one of the weddings. So if you have a wedding that's similar to one of these, let's do this one. Christine and Roy. What I used to do when I was first starting out doing the weddings, I'll go and look at what kind of music did they have for their ceremony. But I really looked at what did they play during cocktail hour to give me some ideas. Then also for dinner, I looked at their different playlists. And what I would do is not just look at the playlist, I'll compare the playlist to see if there's like a pattern. And then for open dance. And this is where I learned all about starting off slow and mellow and warm up the crowd and move my way up. So they start off with Always, so it's looked like they start off with a slow dance. Did they do an anniversary dance? Nope. A slow dance. Then they went to a safe. September is like one of those safe songs. If you don't know what to start with and you want to start with something upbeat, September is a good one to start off with. Boogie Shoes, again, it's going back to the 70s, that disco funk era. Celebration, Billie Jean. Now they're moving up to the 80s with Prince with Kiss. Girls Just Want to Have Fun. These are all your 80s. Then it looked like they did a group dance here, Cha-Cha Slide. So now they're trying to look like they're trying to, those that haven't been on the dance floor, probably the younger group, try to get them on the dance floor. And if you notice, they went to Shook Me All Night Long. That's an old classic one, but it's a rock song. Shut Up and Dance. Sexy Back. These are starting to be current songs. Not the current, but like the 2000-ish kind of songs. So now it seems like this DJ is playing to the younger group and hoping that they can kind of like keep some of the older dancers there. So these are all the nostalgia songs. 90s, it looked like they went from the 90s. Then here's another line dance to bring the crowd back on the floor. Then he went back into the rock, country pop. Here's a sing-along. So it looked like they're going back to the older songs, back to the 80s, giving everyone a break to warm up to Living on a Prayer and Don't Stop Believing. Look like two rock ballad songs to end the night. So that's how I used those playlists. It wasn't like I was using a playlist to copy the songs, song to song to song, just like the way they play it. And if you do that, then you're short-changing yourself and you're missing the whole point of these charts. These charts is to use for inspiration and to guide you in the direction of creating your own crate and DJing your own special way. All right, let's go to the next place where I go and look for music. After the charts, you can always go to your record pools. And your DJ record pool, only one I can speak on is BPM Supreme, because that's the one I use. And with BPM Supreme, when you first get there, you'll see I'll go to the trending. And these are not necessarily the new current songs. These are songs that a lot of DJs are downloading or streaming, or at least looking at on the site. And a lot of old songs will be like remixes to give it the old song a new sound for today's audience. So I'll look at what's trending. And then I'll go to the new releases to see if there's anything that catches my eye that I don't have. Again, Messy, I see she's right there. Then if there's a specific event that I'm doing, I also check to see a curated list. So if I'm doing something like, for example, Monday, if I have to DJ a family event or something for the Memorial Day cookout, I might check out one of these curated playlists. I thought I signed in. Yep, there it is. And get an idea of a playlist to use. And again, since I'm also a gospel DJ, I go to exclusive record pool to get my gospel songs. But this one's a little different than black gospel radio. This one deals with Christian music in general. So these are the genres you can pick from. They got Christian hip hop, Christian R&B, Christian reggae, Christian pop, gospel, gospel house, Afro beats, Christmas songs, contemporary Christian, Christian love songs, and inspirational songs. And again, you can also zoom in to the songs in your state. So for example, let me go top songs. Let me do start. Let's do Christian pop. Start search. And then it gives you a list of the top 50 songs in for that. Let me do Ohio and see if it changes. Nope, won't get that defined. Try one more. Let's try gospel. Let's do love songs. I thought I saw it. Boom, right there. Search. So that's where I'll go to get my gospel songs. So all in all, when you use charts, use different kinds of charts. Don't just look at one chart. Look at multiple charts. Look at the streaming charts, the radio charts. Also look at, if you're a wedding DJ, look at different charts or websites that gear directly with weddings. And you can kind of like get an idea or what trends are happening or what trends are about to happen that you're now aware of. So you can kind of like be ready for it when it comes. Use the charts to spot trends before they hit your crowd, and don't rely on one source. Balance what's hot with, again, what works for you. Again, these charts aren't there at your event. You still got to be able, as a DJ, to look at your audience and be able to read your audience and make adjustments accordingly. But these charts, if you were to follow these charts, you should be fine, but you also got to be ready to pivot. So with that said, look at IL for me. Oh, April Pink and Pink. Yep, they're hot right now. Look at, what's IL? Oh, Illinois. Illinois, and which one? I wish I had seen it. So, buddy, put in the chat which chart where you're referring to. Let me see. See which one. My wedding song is not that one. Maybe it was the Shazam. You see, Chicago. Oh, I'm glad I wasn't sharing before I start talking. So I went back to Shazam, and this is what it has for Chicago. So again, it has Shake It to the Max by Molly, King of Sorrow by Shade, Change by Blind Melon, Messy by Lola Young, Anxiety by Doechii, Do for Love by Snow Allegra, Ordinary, Alex Warren. You said the last one. So maybe it was Spotify. Let me see. I'll keep that one up. Spotify. Oh, global. Let me go. So for Chicago, we have Ordinary by Alex Warren, Nakia by Drake, Luther by Kendrick, Undressed by Somber, Birds of a Feather by Billie Eilish, DTMF, Bad Bunny, Pink Pony Club, Chaperone, Die with a Smile by Lady Gaga, Marina, Netin Vega, Back to Friends. I guess that's Somber. No One Noticed by the Marias. I Had Some Help. I like this one for a country song. Post Malone and Morgan Wallen. And Loco by Netin Vega. All right, so I guess I hit the one he's talking about. So again, that was charts.spotify.com. That's the free one. And the other one was Shazam.com. So getting back to this, let's see how well my wedding songs pick the kind of songs you're looking for a wedding. It says wedding song picker by mood and genre. So I'm just gonna, I'm in a party mood. Let's see what genre. Again, I'm gonna do country since that's the kind of wedding I'm gonna do Sunday. See what songs pop up. Man, I Feel Like a Woman. Yep, I had that one. Let's pick another one. She Had Me at Heads, Carolina. Cole Swindell. I never heard that one before. A bar song, Tipsy. That was a request from the groom, so I'll be playing that one. Copperhead Road. That's another line dance country one. I'll be playing that one for sure. Boot Scootin' Boogie. That's another crowd one I play. The Giver by Chaperone. I think that's how you say her name. I never heard that. I think I have it, but I don't recall what it sounds like. This Is How We Roll. I have that one. I just don't remember how it goes. Okay. Let's try. What about romantic? Let's do rock. I Die with a Smile, The Past Wedding with a slow dance hit. Okay, yep. Put in mad and death metal. Wait, I think the closest I can get to that, maybe rock or punk. All right, let's do rock. Mosh Pit. Nobody Else. Never heard that one. Nothing Else Matters. Metallica. All I Want Is You. I want to say I heard the Metallica one before. I just don't want to risk it because I got lucky the last couple of times only playing snippets of the song and YouTube not flagging me, but I don't want to play those. Can't Help Falling in Love is a classic. That's the go-to. Moon River. I think I played that one. I got to because I know I played Eric Clapton. Iris by the Go-Go Dolls. Okay. Oh, we got 10 minutes. So let's go. I skipped a section. This week has been crazy. Again, I got a lot of new stuff for my dance tomorrow and for my wedding Sunday, and then the wedding I have in June. So let's go back. And I tried to get my DJ Cool thing going this week. And I tried streaming because that's the only way I'm going to get content for YouTube is to do live streaming. And so those that checked out my live streaming and those that clicked on the videos, I'm going to go through and put timestamps in it so you can jump to the good parts as opposed to me just doing my thing. I thought by just going live so you can get a behind the scenes look at how I prepare for my different events, just like raw video footage as opposed to something that's polished and edited. I thought that would be a good look. And especially after I got the list for the school dance on Friday. That list was something else. In fact, since we got a moment, let me pull up that list. You talking about songs that you know you cannot play at a school dance. Because first of all, if the song has curse words in the title, it's probably a song that I can't play at a school dance. Now here's the list. Let me see if I can blow it up. All right, right here. Wham Whammy. I wasn't going to play that at first because I listened to it and it was like, it was one of those sexually charged, talk trash about the other sex kind of song. But when I was going through the charts preparing for tonight's show, I kept seeing this song. So I listened to it but first I went to YouTube and saw that it was a TikTok dance. So I listened to the lyrics of the TikTok dance. So what I did was go back. I'm playing the intro, but I also edited the song out. So I took out a lot of questionable parts of the song so it can get right into the TikTok dance. So they can do their TikTok dance and it's a real short, quick edit. So therefore, I'm going to get in, you get your 45 seconds, and then I'm out the song. But yeah, a lot of these songs, it's like no way I can play this at a school dance. So I used a lot of the resources that I have been telling you all about on the show, like algorithm. I used algorithm, Cleanify, definitely. Crate Hackers to take the song over into my crate. I know I'm missing one. Playlist Miner. No, it was. Let me see. It's probably easier because I can just show you. Because I tried to put all these videos into a playlist. So I start off with the live, doing my unboxing. I'll show you what I got in a second. Then the next video, I stayed up late, and that is when I went through the playlist. And then you'll see how I narrowed down these songs. So they had like 50-some songs, and I did like Thanos, snapped my finger, and about half of those songs were gone. Either because when I made a Spotify playlist of all their songs, and I saw that just about all their songs had E's by them. So I went to Cleanify, and I asked Cleanify to find clean edits on Spotify of those songs. So that knocked that list down a lot. You still have a little over 30 of those songs. And then afterwards, I went over to algorithm, and I told algorithm to find only the danceable songs. So after I ran it through algorithm, then it knocked it down to like mid-20s. So I had a list of 25 around that number of songs to listen to, as opposed to 55 songs to pull from. And then I went through Spotify, listened to those 25 songs, and I created 2 new crates. I created a crate for the opening or warm-up crate, and a crate for the peak hour. So as I listened to the songs, I dragged songs over that I thought would work best for those crates. And still, there were some songs on there that after I listened to it, it's like, it took too much work for me to edit those songs, create a special edit for those songs. So I basically just stuck with those 2 crates, and that's what I brought over into my Serato DJ Pro software. And then from there, I used Serato Studio to stem out the track. So therefore, I have one track duplicated twice. So therefore, track 1, I will just have the vocals. Then track 2, I use the stem just to create the instrumental. And when I listened to the song and I got to like a curse word or something, I would just cut that word out and kept moving. And if it came to a questionable part of the song, I cut that part out. And then if there was like long gaps, I just added like a little echo to fill in the gaps. And then I saved the songs. And so I went through each one of those, and I showed you that in all these live videos. So that's what all those live videos are. And so there, in this video, I showed you how I use algorithm to narrow down the songs. And then in this video, I showed you how I got those songs from my Spotify playlist into my Serato. And then again, I went and cut the part out from episode 6 where I went into more detail of what my crates were. So therefore, you can actually see the songs and the crates that I created, not the list that the kids sent in. So those are more clean and more normal school dance songs that should still work. So again, I don't know how Cool Thing can do live streams all day, every day, and still get things done. So that's why, if you notice, when you went to the websites, like in our group page, you haven't really seen me post anything, because doing those videos and live, even the live videos where you don't even have to edit, that still takes a lot of time. But getting back to what I got in these boxes, Buddy had suggested for my wash effects, since I use column array speakers, to get the gravity stands. Yep, there's no Mike tonight. He has a school gig. He's DJing a school dance, so I'm doing this solo tonight, and I'm glad I had practice doing a live event tonight. So now it's like, in the past, I used to, every time you hit record and I look at the camera or I see the red light, I get tongue-tied and don't know what to say. So now that after hanging with djmikiemike and doing these live streams earlier this week, I'm kind of like used to just rambling and talking as I go. So yep, I'm doing it all by myself. But going back to the gravity stands that Buddy had recommended me to get, I got the gravity stands, and I didn't realize it made sense once I thought about it. But initially, I didn't realize how heavy those plates are. Those plates are super duper heavy. And originally, I didn't know what the 3 holes were for. I just knew the one in the center is where you put the pole. But I didn't understand why they had the other 2 poles until I thought about it. You have the other 2 poles, so if you put your speaker on top of the base plate, you still have room to put the pole in the back. So therefore, your lights or wherever you have on the pole will be in line with the column array. Or you can set it to the side on the angle. So that's what the third hole is for. And so I also bought a pack of gravity stands. So I have a set of 3 gravity stand, not gravity stands, but gravity clips. And these are the black clips like, these are the black clips. The gravity stands came with the Velcro strips, but I also used this to put on the poles, and then I run my wire down through those to keep them in line. So I have 3 of these. I'll have one at the top near where the light will be. So I'm gonna use my wash effects, and then I brought some new moving heads, Rockville 260 Spot 260s W, the wireless DMX. So I have a set of 3 on each one of the poles. I have one at the top, one in the middle, and one at the bottom to keep the cords all together. Also, I bought the Rockville speaker base plates to put on top of the stand. And this is where I'm going to put my moving heads, because I saw that the moving heads came with a bracket. So you can put it on the bottom of it and hang it upside down with I use an old clamp, and they have like a little socket screw. I was hoping I can take these socket screws out and use that to anchor my lights down. But as you can see, once I took the screw out, I still had an issue with trying to get these washers off. If I could find a way to get these washers off, this would have been the perfect length to be able to anchor down my lights. But I found another way, because there's like little grooves on the bottom of the light. I'm able to take a regular screw and slide it in sideways and move the screw in and then slide it up. So the base of the screw is like sitting right on top of the hole. And then with these washers, clamp it down, and therefore the light doesn't move. So this is how I jimmy my moving heads on my stand. I am going to turn my background off. So you'll be able to see it better. None. All right. So this is my Rockville Spot 260s. Let me see if I can get this clear. Why is there a blur? No. Take that off. Background. There's none. So this is my 360. This is super heavy. On the picture, it looks smaller, and it's in person it's bigger, but still I didn't realize how heavy this was. It has a DMX in and out, but it's also wirelessly. That's why I got it, because I got the wireless mini R4s. No, mini F1s. I think that's what it's called. So those, I thought I had those up here. Yep, I thought I had those up here, but they must be downstairs. But going back to what I was telling you, this is how I use the screws to anchor it down so it's not moving. And so I spent the day trying to program these lights and sound switch. And I definitely, for right now, I'm definitely trying to get it to move and center all it on the dance floor and up on the ceiling, more out on the dance floor and not coming behind me and blasting me in the face with a bunch of light. And I'm trying to make sure that the movements are smooth and steady and not fast, because I don't want it to start doing a lot of extra movement and run the risk of the light vibrating and moving those screws. Even though I don't think it's going to move, but I want to be safe than sorry. So let me put this one back. And so that's how my week been going. So we're back to the last segment of the show. And this segment is the shoutouts. And for this segment, since Monday is Memorial Day, I'd like to remember and honor everyone that has sacrificed their life for the common good of our country. So those are the ones I would like to shout out for tonight. So if you haven't done so already, make sure you join our Facebook group page. And it is the Cue It Up DJ Podcast. And you can type that in the search engine on Facebook, or you can type in this long generic URL code. And in the group page, you'll find a lot of extra things that you don't see on the show. Also, there's extra videos. And if you have any questions or comments, you can reach me there. And then also, our group page also promotes all of our other DJ collective group, which I'll talk about in a second. Yep. And Buddy says, God bless them all. And I can't wait to hear how your event went Tuesday. I saw the pictures. And you can follow me on all my social networks at HitmanDDub, and that's HitmanDDub. And even though djmikiemike is not here, you can also follow him at djmikiemike. On Twitter, I would just say, just type in djmikiemike and you'll find him on Twitter and Facebook. That seems to be the common one. Okay, I'll stick around, buddy. And then we have our DJ Collective. This is a group of us DJs that have become close. And before I talk about each one of those shows, I'd like to read the disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed during the DJ Collective Network primetime shows are those of the individual host and guests of that show. They do not necessarily reflect the views or official stance of the different shows of the DJ Collective Network as a whole, its affiliates, or production partners. Viewers and listeners' discretion is advised. And that also goes with the comments on those videos and shows as well. So here's our DJ Collective Network. It's one culture, many voices. Welcome to your primetime DJ lineup, a weekly schedule of live streamed shows built for DJs, by DJs. Whether you're just starting out or scaling your business, we've got the knowledge, the stories, and inspiration to help you level up. So starting off the week on Monday at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube, it's for every DJ chasing a dream, no matter the odds. It's your time to spend with DJ Cool Thing. And then on Tuesday, we didn't have a show last week, but we're having one this Tuesday at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But this one is on Twitch. Join Buddy and his weekly guest panel of DJs for unfiltered conversations that matter. It's the DJ Roundtable with Buddy from TBM Productions. Real DJs, real stories, real lessons all around the roundtable. And then on Wednesdays, you can still, well, let me go ahead and read the script and then I'll go into more detail. On Wednesday at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube, he's talking about just going from weekly to a monthly time schedule for videos. So that's why it's important that you join the Cue It Up Facebook group page so you'll know when he goes live. Also, make sure you join. Each one of these shows have their own Facebook group page. So make sure you join those group pages so you'll know and get notified. Better yet, why don't you join their channels and then click on the bells. And then once you click on the bells, you'll be notified whenever they drop a new video. But the DJ Biz School with Sean, it's not just about spinning tracks, it's about spinning success. Learn the business side of DJing, branding, marketing, SEO, and strategy. Yep, because we're in the season where everything's starting to pick up. Because I know today I was contemplating whether or not to do our show because I've been up late all week. And if you watched episode 2 of the Cue It Up DJ podcast, we talked about DJ mental health and stress. And we talked about making sure you get enough sleep. And since I got 2 major gigs this weekend, I thought about bailing out myself, but hey, it is what it is. But that's why Mikey Mike is not here because he's DJing. That's why we didn't have the DJ Roundtable on Tuesday because Buddy had a gig. And then Sean is also, he's in the middle of doing gigs himself, so that's why he couldn't commit to the time frame of doing content for this week at the DJ Biz School. But then on Thursdays, it's yours truly, the HitmanDDub with DJ Mikey Mike for the DJ Cue It Up DJ podcast on YouTube at 9 o'clock p.m. It's not just talk, it's real tools for real DJs of all skill levels. So with that, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to not only our channel, but all the channels in the DJ Collective, and also the channel that I also mentioned that you should subscribe to, like the DJ News, DJ Network TV, and also Digital DJ Tips is another good website if you're looking for advice if you're a beginner DJ. So check out those 2 channels as well. And speaking about DJ and TV, Kevin had a gig tonight, or Kevin would have been in the chat, but he started his karaoke gigs, which is on Thursdays now. But you could see Kevin. Kevin's usually in the chat on the round table and on Cue It Up, but you can actually see Kevin live at 7 o'clock every Monday. That's when they do the live broadcast of the show, which I haven't been able to catch, but they do a replay that premieres at 9 o'clock on Sundays. And it's the KJ Chill Room Karaoke Chat. So if you're into karaoke, that's the place to go. And it's hosted by Matt and Eric at the DJ Network TV. So before we head on out, let's leave out with our fade out message. And this week's fade out message goes like, don't just follow the charts, decode them. It's just like what I was telling you when I went to the website from the DJ company in Pennsylvania. I wasn't looking at each one of the DJs' playlists to play it song after song after song, just like that DJ did. I was studying their playlists, and I was looking for patterns. I was looking at I was trying to get into their mindset and thought process of how to program a wedding effectively. And so that's how you should look at each one of those charts. Look at the charts to see what is the common thread, what pops out, what do you see on each one of those charts, and go from there. So with that said, I hope everyone have a great weekend. Enjoy your Memorial Day. And remember, before you start spin, you gotta first cue it up. So take care, stay blessed, and make sure you go out there and crush those gigs. See you next week on Cue It Up DJ Podcast.
I'ma rise like the sun while the world still sleeps. Scouring the sights looking for new leads. Marathon gigs with no in-between. Your worth is from a rear view they seen. They want to party, but I'm battling fatigue. Chasing passion while my mental is still out on leave. It's an everyday hustle, so respect the DJ life. We make it look easy, but the pressure's tight. Cue up the pressure. In the booth where the DJs dwell. Clubbing is a struggle like it's all I've got. Set it up, break it down, travel to the next spot. Ambitions, the engine stay sharp like a tool. Revving through my gigs, power drinks is fuel. It's an everyday hustle, we'll respect the DJ life. We make it look easy, but the pressure's tight. Pressure. Cue up the pressure. 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 Cue up the pressure. Cue up the pressure.